No, he told me, he's like, I've never seen a number that high before. 21. So again, very low. Yeah, my body does not produce progesterone. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day, great night. My name is Brianna, and if you saw the title, it says part 2 to my hormone journey. So I wish I'd filmed more clips of like the doctor's appointment and more details of the process, but I was very much, with the hormones being off, I didn't really ever think I was gonna share this. Again, the reason I'm sharing is I'm hoping that other people are having similar stuff, can maybe get some answers, because it's been great for me to receive the answers I have received. It was kind of a really emotional process at first. So where I left off is I did the blood work, got all that done, took a lot of blood, and then I actually had to wait like a whole other month because the doctor was backed up. So, or that's when his appointment was, whatever. So I had to wait for there, and during that month it was definitely like anxious and just really wanting to get going and hearing what was, if there was anything up, because still the biggest thing I was afraid of was to hear that and hear that nothing was, and at that point I'd be like, I don't know what to do, like I don't feel good, like I know this is not normal, and it was kind of scary. One thing I want to clear up too, a lot of people I know have thought it's like the PCOS, because I know that's very popular. From my understanding of that, I don't have that. He never diagnosed me with that. So I just wanted to clear that up. This is not this. This is really just like hormone imbalances that can lead to a lot. But I know some of the symptoms are similar. But as I've looked into that too, it's not what I have. It's just a hormone imbalance, which anyone could have. So I waited. I actually had Logan with me for the doctor's appointment, which was really good. For him to hear stuff and hear what the doctor had to say. There was a lot of good stuff that was we heard, and I'll actually go into that kind of at the end of the video, some different things that he gave us advice on. So I want to go over the different, let me pull this up again. The different hormones that they check for are thyroid, your thyroid antibodies, iron, DHEA, cortisol, blood glucose, insulin, vitamin D, estrogen, progesterone, and then testosterone. So I'll kind of just go over what each of these are, and different like symptoms. So let me pull over this, because I think this was very interesting for me to hear, and just hearing what everything means and what that like entails if you're like low or high. I'll go over this and I'll kind of tell you around what mine was. So so first off is they check for the thyroid. So they're checking for it's like a free T3, so they check a different hormone than normal, is what I was being told. Is a lot of times you go to normal doctors, the thing they test, like from the thyroid, it will come back as you don't have a thyroid issue. But actually how they test, what they're testing in the blood, the chemical activity, whatever that is, I don't really know all this. The one they test and stuff, it will actually come back positive, because what other doctors, I guess, aren't testing like thorough enough or something like that. I'm not scientific, I'm not a doctor, so I'm sorry on that. So thyroid, this is what they say. The thyroid gland runs the metabolism of your body. Optimal levels of thyroid are needed for the human body to perform properly. Levels between 300 and 75 are unhealthy, or below 375 are unhealthy. Common symptoms of having a low thyroid are chronic tiredness despite plenty of sleep, inability to lose weight despite dieting, fasting, and exercising, cold hands and feet, dry skin, mild depression, heel cranking, constipation, brittle fingernails, hair loss, forgetfulness, mood swings, and the irritability, anxiety, and what others refer to as brain fog. If you have several of the above symptoms, the chances are you have high. There's fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, hormone decrease, making life less enjoyable, making every activity a huge effort, high cholesterol, So that's what kind of is. So like if your thyroid's off, this is the thing. So the first thing is they test for that free T3 thing. So your thyroid is supposed to be from 375, but their preferred is 400 plus. And my number was 300, which I would have to say is not too bad considered to other numbers that people have had. Or not people, me. Some of my other numbers you'll see a lot more dramatic. But it was kind of sad. He made me do a frowny face. The doctor was really good about like putting a positive spin on things, even when they weren't that good. So he'd have me like put frowny faces in like certain things, but I thought it was really cool. Or just like help lighten the mood of like, okay, this is bad, but it could be worse. So my thyroid was low, so I have most of the symptoms actually. Just didn't feel good. Yeah, I related to so many of those, and so that made me nervous because if you saw my last video, I was nervous about Hashimoto's, and so I was really nervous about having that because there's so many other things related. But how they check for that is they check your thyroid antibodies, what those numbers will be, and I didn't get a number or anything, but he just said I was normal, so that's good. My thyroid is not permanently damaged. My thyroid is still good, so, well, good, better than it could be. We're working on that. So those are the kind of things. Your next is your iron. Iron is like, people are wanting to know that a lot more, or people know more about that. So you must have a good iron level, not only to prevent anemia, but also prevent hypothyroidism. Iron helps bind oxygen to the blood, blah blah blah. Yeah. This is a very poorly absorbed form. Okay, so yeah, low blood, different stuff like that. So with the iron, with iron they want females to be 90 plus. My number was 11. So he told me I was severely anemic. And as you start to look online, and low iron can be very, very dangerous, so I'm glad we're getting that taken care of too, because it's a must-have, must-fix. Very grateful. The next one was DHEA. This one I've never heard of before. If you knew what it was before, let me know down below. So your DHEA, produced by the adrenal gland. DHEA is the main building block of estrogen, testosterone. Its main function is to help the body deal with stresses of all kinds, physical or emotional. It also strengthens the immune system. Important for people who get sick often. When found in sufficient quantities in the body, slows down the rate at which a person ages. Many studies have found that DHEA ability to fight against cardiovascular disease. DHEA is considered by most researchers by the age gauge, so makes you look younger, helps you when you're not sick. So their numbers for females are supposed to be between 150 to 250. And my number was 526. Boom! No, he told me, he's like, I've never seen a number that high before. So I don't know why my body was producing so much of that. But yeah, but it is. So that was causing a lot of acne. I really didn't get sick much, so I like that. But in extreme quantities, it can cause acne was another thing, and like that's someone I remember being big. So yeah. Your next is the cortisol. In the adrenal hormone involved with overall well-being. Cortisol levels that are too high at night will cause a person to be wired but tired. Cortisol levels that are too low in the morning may cause you to have one or more of the following: difficulty getting out of bed in the mornings, followed by continued fatigue, salt cravings, lower sex drive, decreased ability to handle stress, lightheadedness when standing up quickly, visual sensitivity to bright light, mild depression, increased PMS in women, and decreased productive overall. People with adrenal fatigue are typically just burnt out. So their desired levels are 14 to 22. And this was one that I had a normal level. Mine was 13.6. So it was on the lower end. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. So it's a little bit lower than it should be, but it wasn't as bad as my other numbers. So it was like okay, but still not like perfect. So we needed to get that fixed as well. The next is the blood glucose. If your I cannot talk. Blood glucose that are levels that are too high. This indicates an insulin resistance. This meaning you need more and more insulin to eat up excess fat in the bloodstream. Insulin nickname is a fat storing hormone, a whole lot more. They want your numbers here to be between 70 and 90, and mine was 81. So that was really good, as well as this next one, which is your insulin. It's a fat storing hormone. Insulin levels that are slightly elevated will cause the body to start converting carbohydrates, fats, and proteins into body's fat, blah, blah, blah. All right. These ones are kind of related to your like diabetes, all that. So their preferred numbers for the insulin is between 5 to 10, and mine was 7.5. So I was right in the middle. So my blood glucose and insulin were like right where they should be, which is like a big blessing to me because I see so many, I have a lot of family who have I have a few family who have diabetes. So seeing that my normal levels were normal was a big blessing, and kind of shocked to me. But that's a good blessing, no diabetes, because I was kind of worried about that just from my family history, and for others in my family having that problem. The next was your vitamin D. The vitamin D is actually a hormone and not really a vitamin. It is made by our skin in the sunshine when we are not wearing sunscreen due to winter conditions or being inside most of the time. Many people are not getting enough vitamin D. This can be a major cause of depression, insulin resistance, and diabetes, thinning of bones, and conditions like fibromyalgia and arthritis. Countless studies have shown that high levels of vitamin D can prevent breast, colon, and prostate cancer, as well as type 1 diabetes. So they want your numbers to be between 60 to 20 or 60 to 80. Mine was 21. So again, very low and not good. Yeah, the numbers he just keeps saying over and over, and I'm like, well, how could this get any worse? The next was estrogen, and they didn't really, this was not to worry about, just because I'm so young. So I did get a number, but I'll go over. Estrogen is a menopause hormone. When low, it can cause hot flashes, night sweats, vaginal dryness, rapid aging, wrinkly skin, anxiety, insomnia, and leaky bladder, and a host of other problems that come along with menopause. So I got a number, but it really just didn't matter because he's like, you're young, you don't need to worry about that yet. But if you're already entered menopause, and that's like something you need to worry about a little more with that. So the next one was progesterone. Progesterone is a very powerful mood elevator. When a woman is deficient in it, she's more apt to be emotional or even depressed. If she is still menstruating, she'll have worsened PMS and will have moderate to severe menstrual problems such as heavy bleeding, cramping, and eventually endometriosis. When progesterone is low, insomnia is common, waking up at 3:07 a.m. and not being able to go back to sleep. Low progesterone in any woman will cause high chances of heart disease, breast cancer, osteoporosis, migraine headaches, mood swings, fluid retention, uterine fibroid, ovarian or breast cyst, infertility and miscarriage, acne, anxiety, panic attacks, PMS, postpartum depression, and insomnia. That was a lot, and that can cover about every single problem that anyone has. Okay, not really. But progesterone, one that I was very familiar with, and especially I know if you're trying to get pregnant, that's something that you definitely need. That's what they'll usually put you on to help you with that. So they want your number to be between 8 to 20. Pause for my number. My number was 0.2. Yeah, my body does not produce progesterone. And it was this point that I kind of got emotional. Not really, but inside, I kind of hit, because that's one thing I really want to do, is be able to have children. And so me knowing that already, and that being so low, kind of really made me nervous. That was another one he put a frowny face on, and said my body doesn't produce progesterone, so that's something I have to take to ever get pregnant, or probably to even feel good for most things in life. Something later I'd asked too, it just saying, is like, if I start taking it, my body ever just like start producing it, or do I always have to take it? And I was told that some women will start producing it again, but most doesn't, so they'll have to always take it. So that's great. With that one. So that one definitely wasn't what I wanted to hear, but it's what it is. And then the last thing they tested was for testosterone. Women low in this hormone. Oh, so the testosterone, you know, is usually like the guy hormone, but women have it too, and it's still important for you to have small levels of it. Or I don't know what their levels. They actually didn't even give me a number, but I'll tell you more of that. So women low in this hormone will tend to be flabby and some muscular, will be more prone to thinning of the bones, and will have little to no interest in sex. In general, men and women low in testosterone tend to be much more passive about things. They lack the drive or assertiveness they had when they were younger. Raising testosterone levels in women and men bring back muscle tone, sex drive, general vigor, and vitality overall. And my level was mid-range, so I didn't really get like a certain thing. I think they just have ranges or whatever on those. So yeah, hearing all these results, and kind of were like, definitely I had to breathe them in and really like process. It was really nice to definitely have Logan there, and to hear things and understand. I definitely think he pointed out to me later that I didn't really get in the moment. But hearing these, and I really felt recognized. I felt justified about how I've been feeling, and I had not been feeling good for so long. And so for the doctor to be like, here are your numbers, and this is why you're feeling like crap, I also just felt so blessed, because I was like, yes, I'm low and this is bad, but he has a plan to help me feel better, and I felt so blessed that God led me to this, and that I was receiving answers. So I was definitely very much like emotional and kind of sad about it, but I also just felt very blessed that I was getting answers to feel better. So just from like me and Logan, I don't know, so So at that doctor's appointment, we were just wanting to talk. We were waiting for like their scheduling person to call back to get all that, and then by the time we got all the medications, we didn't really start it until about a month later. So I started the beginning of July, and I've now, from the time of this video, I've been on all this stuff for a little over 2 months. So in the next video, I'm gonna go over how I've been feeling after 2 months of doing this hormone treatments, and how I've been feeling, and all that. So keep in tune for that video, and then I'll probably keep doing updates as well. I know after 6 months I should totally be feeling good, is what he's told me, but the changes that have already happened are crazy. Which is, it's awesome. I love it, and I feel so much better. I forgot one part when I was just doing all the filming, is it was really nice to hear a lot of these answers too when we did, because of my hormones being off so much. Thinking about it, one thing that was big that I saw was that because of progesterone being so low, and I'm sure these other hormones, it would be hard to get pregnant with them being the way that they were. And so that was a big blessing to me, because it was nice to kind of get that all figured out. I think before we got married, just so I could start receiving answers and start getting the help. So then when it comes time, Logan, to try, or when we want to have kids, it would all work out. So it was just really nice to have answers with that and to kind of start going on that. So it wasn't, I think for a lot of women, they find out these issues, that they're low in things after they've been trying for a long time. So it's nice to be able to do it now, let my body kind of recover and heal, and get to a healthy level so that it can produce a baby someday. So that's hope someday to be able to have a little baby in here. Whenever that is, I don't really know when we'll have kids. But yeah, it's nice that I'm getting the help that I need to. So that was one thing I just wanted to add on. Is I'm just glad the timing of everything and be able to get the help when we did with that. So keep watching for the next video on this and all my other amazing videos. If you have any questions about this at all, please send me a message over on Instagram, and I'd love to be able to reach out and help you and help you get help if you need to, because you don't need to be feeling sick, you don't need to be feeling gross, and just not be able to do anything. There is definitely ways that you can do better, and natural ways that you're not going to be stuck on like some medication or all that. So hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button and the bell notification, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a great day, great night. God bless.